Well, guys, I wanted to try out a few things. I grew the channel using my cell phone as a filming device, and I finally got a new one. I grew the channel using an iPhone 8, and it's 2023, and I only just upgraded to an iPhone 15 Pro. So I'm pretty jazzed about that. The camera seems to be beautiful. I am curious about the audio quality. I mean, I'm sure it's better, but based upon what I'm looking at and what I've taken pictures of, it appears like the camera is pretty amazing. And I also wanted to upload the first video with the new phone, so I thought I'd make a little bit of a driving video with you guys. I am quite literally picking up pizza. And the point of this video is, do you need a diesel or can you get by with a gas? This question is asked so much on Facebook groups and whatnot. It's been debated for millennia. Engines have, probably not millennia. For 20 years, this has been heavily debated, and certainly before that, it was debated, especially when diesels were a little bit more archaic than they are now. A modern diesel, you drive it like it's any other engine. You hit the key, it starts right up. There's really no drama, and you could say that there isn't really any soul anymore. It's not like a 12 valve where it wakes up and it's loping its way. Holy mackerel, like even the headlights look better, look absorbently better because of the quality of video that the phone takes. It's honestly pretty crazy. So in my case, and this actually kind of rang a bell a little bit, or the subject of this video kind of came to mind. A viewer has been commenting on one of my videos in regards to his specific situation where he needs to have a truck that is going to accelerate, and I've talked about this on the channel before back in the day, is going to accelerate on the freeway in a manner that isn't going to be an obstruction to other people. And I totally understand that. It's not something that I worry about as much anymore because now I do live full-time in the country. When I lived in the city and I did a lot of commuting between Detroit, Flint, Holland, which going through Grand Rapids first, and then in the same breath heading up north to have a little bit of a 3-day weekend or a 2-day weekend or a bonsai run, and up there for, I've literally gone up to a buddy's cabin and stayed less than 24 hours. Not even kidding. I mean, we were pretty wasteful back in the day. So having that maximum fuel economy and having the maximum power when you're pulling up a trailer full of quads, and granted, I'm not saying that a trailer full of quads is particularly heavy, but when you're talking a 26-foot enclosed trailer, you put 3 or 4 quads in it, you know, a bunch of other garbage, or maybe a side-by-side and a quad or two, you know, you're getting up there and waiting a little bit. You're talking enough weight to make the truck slow down a little bit. And that's really where the diesel comes in and shines. But the reality of truck ownership is that all of us have different needs when it comes to a vehicle. So what works for me, even at the same weight or more weight, might not work for you. I'll tell you right now, you notice the difference between a gas truck, the 7.3, which I think is by far the best driving, towing gas truck I have ever driven, period. I don't think you're going to get anything better than this. I don't care if you have an 8.1. I certainly, it way out tows a 454 Vortec by far. I mean, it's not even in the same zip code. Those things are turds. I mean, I don't even know if I'd call them reliable based upon what I've seen with them. I wouldn't even call them reliable turds. They're turds. Not the best experience with them. It's certainly when I hooked up to a trailer that I'm used to towing with a 5.4 or a V10 or with a diesel. It's like, whoa, this thing's bad. The Ford V10, I've had a 2V V10 for a long time, like 12 years. I've towed a lot with it. I know exactly what it does. This engine out-tows the 2V V10. The torque curve is very similar, drives very similarly, but the horsepower is here, and it makes a big difference when you're merging. So if you're going to compare a 2V V10, which I think is one of the better buys out there, I don't think the 3V is worth the upgraded price. I don't think the 5R110 really tows that well, especially compared to a 4-speed. It just, you're paying more for something that isn't that much better. Yes, it's newer. That's great. If you can find a clean 2V with a 4R100, I think you have a really great truck. And I'm not sure I'd pay the price for a 3V. But moving forward, I do tow a lot of weight locally. I tow a marginal amount of weight a long distance. And I'll tell you right now, and I talked about this in the first couple of videos of this truck, you really can feel the difference between the highway performance and merging right away. Like, I'm talking, it's just, if you have any memory at all, it's like, whoa, this thing's a lot slower. And it's very good for, and I did just bump the phone there, I'm sorry. It's very good for a gas truck, but you can tell right away, even with 4,000 pounds behind you, you can tell right away, wow, the diesel makes a big difference. And as you add more weight into that equation, you get a huge difference between your 10,000 pounds with this versus 10,000 pounds with a 6.7. It's a huge difference. And then when you're up at, 17K, I really don't think that this chassis, being a 1-ton even, and the new chassis, it has more travel, it rides better. I think that this is a really nice chassis, but it doesn't tow especially better than my 250 did. I don't really care about what the rating is. I don't really care about the payload being more than double. It just doesn't tow. It doesn't tow double better, we'll put it that way. And it doesn't even tow 10% better. It tows very similarly. Now, granted, I did end up putting Timberlands on my 250, which made me forget about how much it was squatting. This doesn't have Timberlands on it yet, maybe in the future. Not sure if I need to, because like I said, F450 is hopefully going to be built. It's in the queue, and that is the plan, to have that be the real tow rig. So in my application, I got this really as a daily driver. Like I said, I'm picking up pizza. And this thing does everything from bringing, deer out of the field, deer to the processor, moving around the dump trailer, moving around the flatbed, moving around, going camping out of it, going hunting out of it, occasionally sleeping in it if we're going on a long distance run, that kind of thing. Like, this thing does it all, and it parks fairly decent. That's why I got this truck. I think it is the best solution for me, but it may not be the best solution for you. And if you're that guy who's towing, I don't know what he was towing. He definitely seemed to be concerned about how quickly his truck accelerated down the freeway. And I have made those complaints before about gas trucks, because you really do feel like an obstruction. So I totally get it, 100% understand where he's coming from on that one. Yeah, if that is a concern for you, and you're towing, especially if you're towing more than 5,000 to 7,000 pounds, then you really need to start considering a diesel if your main objective is to get accelerated on up to a travel speed greater than 55 as fast as possible. The difference widens greatly as the weight increases and as the air resistance increases. If you're towing a big camper, this thing will tow it fine. But I guarantee you're going to get up to speed a heck of a lot faster, incomparably faster, with a 6.7. Yes, it's going to cost more. People overinflate the ownership costs of... I don't find $250 approximately to have the dealer do your oil filter or your oil change and your fuel filter change. I don't find that to be a relevant or a concerning cost every about 5,000 to 7,000 miles. I don't care. That's peanuts compared to buying the truck in the first place. You figure your average person that isn't putting a big amount down is probably paying $800 to $1,000 a month for a diesel truck, and the average person doesn't drive 5,000 to 7,000 miles in a month, so you're talking a 3-month oil change probably. So you're talking $250 approximately to service your truck in 3 to 6 months versus $800 to $1,000 a month in monthly payments. So I just don't think the service is that big a deal. That's not a main concern for me. Didn't buy this because of the cheaper service. I love putting cheap fuel in this. There's nothing that makes me smile more right now than not putting premium in it and putting regular in. At between around right now, where the cheapest I've gotten it is like $289 or $283 or something, and the most expensive lately has been like $340. It's been jumping all over the place lately. Nothing makes me smile more than finding the cheapest gas I can get, pulling up with almost on empty, and filling this sucker up as much as I can. Nothing makes me smile more than doing that right now. Given the current economic climate and things that are going on, love it. Love putting cheap fuel in this thing. Runs great in 87. Works great. So, do you need a diesel is really dependent on the end result of what you need the truck to perform for you. Or does that make sense? It entirely depends on your expectations of how the truck drives. Frankly, I drive slow these days. I don't speed. My career requires me to be on my best behavior when I'm driving. I don't make any money from YouTube yet. I would love to in the future, so if you guys would keep subscribing, I'd truly appreciate it. I make videos because I really enjoy doing this. I enjoy this more than a lot of things, and I hope to someday it to be a career. It'd be really awesome because I do truly enjoy this, and I upload videos strictly because I enjoy it. Oops, bumped it again with my hand. I just went and helped a buddy do goat patrol tonight and do some milking and some feeding and changing out water and whatever, so my nose is a little bit itchy. So yeah, you need to identify exactly what you're expecting out of your truck. How quickly you need to accelerate. Does it matter that much to you? Does only maybe 5 or 10% of the time does acceleration really matter that much to you under a load, and the rest of the time it really doesn't matter? And for that person, a gas engine, if you don't care about that maximum acceleration, maybe you have a career path where you don't speed. I don't speed anymore. I was a habitual speeder. I was voted most likely to be speeding in high school for the senior mock elections. I had a rampant background in driving fast. I don't anymore. I haven't been ticketed in over 5 years. I don't speed. I don't do anything crazy. So I drive very, very conservatively. And for me, having a daily driver that is super quiet, super simple, dump cheap fuel in it, man, it just, this is a great solution for me. But it may not be for you. If you live in an urban environment where you got to floor it all the time with whatever you're towing, and like I said, especially if you're over that 5,000 to 7,000 pound mark, you're going to accelerate a little slower than even the slowest car around you. So, I am home. I'm going to deliver the pizza to the hungry family. My better half at college tonight, so online college. So we are all a little bit late. I went with a buddy to go help with goat patrol, so I'm running a little bit behind too. So it's kind of a late night. Don't like eating this late, but it is what it is. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I get it to upload okay on the new phone, since I'm still, I guess, getting to trust it. I got to the point where I was trusting my other phone pretty well to do my YouTube-y stuff, and we'll see how it goes with this upload. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I like communicating with you guys. So and I like when you guys communicate with me. So go ahead and leave a like, subscribe. I would really appreciate the subscribe because it makes a huge difference right now. We have enough watch time to be monetized. So the only thing holding me back right now is subscribers. So if anybody would just take the smallest amount of time, it's free for you to do. There's no cost in subscribing on YouTube. It'd make a huge difference to me. We can get to the point of being monetized. We'll keep doing more interesting and cool things, and I try and fill my channel with as much positive and constructive, and just I love passing on knowledge and information to people, because I think it'd be better if all of us keep moving up together, and any hard knock or anything that I learn, I try and share as quick as we can to other people, or the things that I've learned the hard way of all these years of doing the crazy things that I get myself into. So I'm gonna go bring pizza in the family. Thank you guys all for joining me. Appreciate your time. Subscribe, like, if you'd be so kind. Leave a comment if you have any questions. And I've made several videos strictly off of the recommendations of someone or based upon a comment somebody made. So if you have something you want to hear about or learn about, or even if it's a negative thing, I take the negative comments and I try to do a better job making videos. So shoot them down there, and it helps the algorithm out to see the likes and the comments, and we'll keep going from there. We'll keep growing the channel. If you guys keep subscribing, we'll be monetized, and we'll keep doing cool things and keep giving back to the truck and outdoor and property improvement community. The videos that really seem to make the most impact on my channel are relating to the truck, or relating to vehicles in general, and to equipment, and running. My chainsaw video did pretty well. So I have a bunch of playlists. I try and keep things organized here, so if you want to check those out, I'd appreciate it. Everyone have a great day, and I hope everyone's getting geared up for Christmas and getting that the tree up and your lights up and all the good stuff. So it's a good time of year. Be happy and share the happiness, especially to kids. Make them feel special this time of year. Thank you all. Take care.